Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Friday, February 15th, 2019, the 46th day of the year. Two of the top headlines today are two men arrested in attack of Jussie Smollett, and another is Sarah Sanders, interviewed by the Robert Mueller team. Before I get to these stories and how they're news by the numbers, I want to play a little clip of this tool right here, saying that anyone can prove Gematria's bullshit. So I'm going to challenge this tool, Nathan, to prove it. Let's listen to this idiot in his own words.
Man, it's like, what did I do? It's not like I said it was bullshit, which somebody could easily say. I don't. Gosh.
So Mr. Beta Male is talking about Gematria. You can watch this entire clip. But anyway, he's saying anyone could easily say Gematria is bullshit. So let's see if he can easily prove that it is, because every single day I can easily prove that all the propaganda coming through the news is contrived this way. And realize that tool who said this every day, he talks about news stories like they're real. He gets into these false narratives and he talks about them and gets all caught up in them and picks a side. That's exactly what's supposed to happen for the useful idiots with this propaganda-based information. So anyone who rejects Gematria is just a lower functioning, useful idiot. And that's what needs to be established, because it's a fact, easily proven. So let's look. Today's the 46th day of the year. This hate crime supposedly happened in Chicago. Chicago equals 46. The name Smollett equals 46. The name Jussie Smollett equals 46. The name Jussie Smollett also sums to 199, the 46th prime, and hate crime equals 46. We already talked about this pattern. This whole story has been news by the numbers. In case you're new here, you're probably going, well, wait a minute, how does this work? Simple. Chicago equals 46 using the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. Jussie Smollett sums to 46 using the alphabetic order and rules of numerology. A is 1 up to Z is 26, but each double-digit letter you just break down to a single digit with the rules of numerology. For example, see how J is 1? That's because J is the 10th letter. The numerology of 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. Use the 21st letter. The numerology of 21 is 3. S is the 19th letter. The numerology of 19 is 1. So on. How does Smollett alone equal 46? Simple. You just flip the alphabetic order around. You make Z1, you count back to A as 26, you use the rules of numerology. You want to know the alphabetic order forwards and backwards and the rules of numerology. You know these four ciphers, you see through everything in the media. It's just like how Aleister Crowley taught it, the famous occultist who put a lot of this information out there. Aleister Crowley, who wrote books about Gematria. The people who rule over us, who give us our news every single day, are occult. If you want to understand how they control the masses, you have to understand the knowledge they use. A tool like Nathan, he's too dumb to see the obvious. He's one of these idiots that couldn't see through 9/11 the day it happened. I'll remind you, anyone who couldn't see through 9/11 the day it happened is not someone who's smart enough to bring any truth into this world. It doesn't matter if they woke up to it after the fact. If you didn't see through it the day it happened, you do not have enough intelligence to be speaking in the truth community, period. Period. 9/11 was an obvious lie from the moment it happened. Only lessers fell for it. And I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to speak facts. 9/11, obvious lie from the second it happened. Low functioning fell for it, nobody else. And this is a nation of low functioning, period. It's why so many people have so much trouble with this subject, which is elementary. Gematria is for second graders, period. So anyway, Jussie Smollett, 46th day of the year. They don't put out any names of the suspects. Garbage story, garbage news. All throughout the way, it's been news by the numbers. This is the third video I've done on Jussie Smollett. See the priors. All the same. So how about Sarah Sanders getting interviewed by Robert Mueller today? Let's see if Gap Tooth can prove that this is easily bullshit. Gap Tooth with the kitties. Nathan. So Sarah Sanders, her birthday is August 13th. We'll get to why that's comical. But today, the day she gets interviewed, is her 187th day of her age. And how many videos have I done about Washington, D.C., Robert Mueller, Donald Trump, and 187? It's probably video number 1,000. So in Gematria, Robert Mueller equals 187. So does investigation. That's just when you flip the alphabetic order around. Washington, D.C. is 187 when you flip the alphabetic order around. George Washington's 187 with the alphabetic order. George W. Bush, born on the 187th day of the year. Society of Jesus, those are the Jesuits. Washington, D.C. used to be the Catholic colony. Jesuits used to run it. Society of Jesus, 187. From Trump's birthday to the Jesuit Pope's birthday, Francis, is 187 days. Not by accident, because they're New World Order puppets. The headquarters for Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in Washington, D.C. What's etched on the building is Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, 187, 187, 187. Donald Trump's been compared to Richard Nixon a lot, 187. There's a whole lot of 187 in the history of D.C. And again, Donald Trump had his GOP convention July 18th, 18/7. From that day to Inauguration Day was a span of 187 days. And there's a fat piece of shit in the truth community that had 10,000 subscribers for 7 years until he paid for his subs. Talking about retard from Boston, who in every other video likes to take a shot at Gematria. You know, for any of you who watch Retard from Boston, seriously, it's time to take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, where is your dignity? If you're watching a retard from Boston, there's something seriously wrong from you. Understand, that guy's completely irrelevant, complete moron, had no following until he paid for his subs. Now every other video he has to take a shot at Gematria and say stupid ass shit like how he's good at making predictions and then diss me for the few things I've been wrong about over the years. Please, guy's a fat piece of shit. How many times has he predicted the world's going to end? Those are the retard from Boston predictions. The world should have ended 1,000 times by now, according to retard. But just another idiot in the truth community who now somehow has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and routinely taking shots at this work and saying it's all coincidental. What a joke. What a joke. But anyway, it's been a 187 show. I was the first person in the truth community to say that Donald Trump would probably be the president-elect in 2016, way before anyone. I did come off that, though. After some of the things Trump did and the whole pussy grabber remark, I didn't think he was going to do it at the end. I was like, nah, he's not going to overcome this pussy grabber thing. But I did point out way, way in advance, February of 2016, why he would probably be the president. And I showed things like this along the way, how things were synced up. I said, does this mean he's going to be the president? And sure enough, he was. And now retard from Boston wants to keep making videos pointing out that, oh, the Gematria guy said it was going to be Hillary Clinton. Well, I did at the end, which is true. But several times before that, I pointed out why it would probably be Trump. You know, and the difference between me and everybody else in the truth community is I have evidence to support why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. So anyway, for all these pieces of shit out there, Gap Tooth Nathan, you know, Shaggy Boy, what's his name? Big Pussy, what's his name? Adam Greener Than Green, you know, another dipshit who treats the news like it's real and then says he's exposing Zionism. How are you going to expose Zionism, man, when you talk about the news, which they control as if it's real, when you defend their sports leagues and say it's impossible to script sports when that's how they rake over the goyim, you know? If you guys can't see through all these idiots and lessers in the community, you know, shame on you. Anyone who's dissing Gematria or not even talking about this, completely irrelevant. There's nothing even relevant, anywhere near as relevant as this research in the community. It just shows the light instantly on everything. Every day it's the same shit again and again and again. And so many of you here annoy the hell out of me too. I think you're right about everything but Donald Trump. How dumb are you? Well, you just think this stuff's all a coincidence that Trump had his convention on the perfect day, 187 days. Every day it's a Trump puppet show by the numbers. It's just all a coincidence with Trump. So many of you guys are still just so caught up in your political party, you know, paradigms. You guys don't want to escape the matrix. You want to be a part of it. You want your mind ruled over. You know, you want to stay in this left-right thing. Most of you guys are all caught up on the right side, which is something else I don't understand. What is the right side? The right side is the religion side. You know, before there was government, there was religion to control you. You know, most of you guys in the political right are the most mind controlled there are. You know, what is the right? It's all about war, religion, bank bailouts, corporate subsidies, corporate welfare. So many of you guys think you're holier than thou for being a part of the political right. It's the worst side of the political paradigm, to be perfectly honest. But really, it's all a bunch of bullshit. So anyway, one more for Gap Tooth Boy. I already made him a video on this, but he should know. Again, he made about 10 videos on the Kevin Spacey Christmas Eve, video thing. Everybody was so caught up in that, not a single one of his videos on the subject were worth a shit. Had he known Gematria, he would have seen through the whole ritual right away. The first guy to come out and accuse Kevin Spacey of sexual assault was a guy who's from the play Rent, and Rent set on Christmas Eve, just like how Kevin Spacey's video came out on Christmas Eve. And from that actor's birthday to the day Kevin Spacey came out with his video was 59 days later. And what's 59? Well, it's Kevin Spacey's age, it's the year he was born in, it's his name Gematria, and it's also what Freemasonry sums to in Hebrew and in English, 59. And then what happened after that? Then Kevin Spacey went to court in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Nantucket, Massachusetts equals 277, the 59th prime. See how this works? See how this works? 59 is the 17th prime. He was in court on January 7th, 1/7 like 17. Modern Freemasonry began in the year 1717. Again, in Hebrew and English, Freemasonry is 59. Whole lot more Masonic tributes in here, but Nantucket also has that gematria of 134, like House of Cards, like Make America Great Again. Donald Trump's the pussy grabber, and I guess Kevin Spacey's he's the cock grabber. So clear parallels, clear riddles. Even Gap Tooth can probably get it. And when I went on, or when I called into Gap Tooth's radio program, I dropped some knowledge about 74. Again, it's this number almost every single day. Christmas Eve, when Kevin Spacey did this, had the 74 numerology, just like Frank Underwood, just like Christmas Eve. The word Jewish is also 74. This was the same day LeBron James was shamed for the Jewish money quote, quoting the Savage 21 lyrics. And then LeBron ends up playing basketball in Atlanta the same day Savage 21's getting released from ICE in Atlanta. It was 113 days after Savage 21's birthday. The National Basketball Association equals 113. LeBron loses with 113 points in Atlanta. Meanwhile, the retard Adam Green, greener than green, he's saying it's impossible to script sports. Why would the Jews ever do that? Understand, Adam Green is likely one himself, major shill, emerges out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he's on InfoWars. All of a sudden, he's talking shit about Gematria. Pay attention, people. I'm on my 18th channel for exposing Zionism. You see these other people getting deleted? They are not. They are not. And they're not exposing shit. They're reading news stories. It's like watching Back to the Future. Oh, in 2019, you just woke up to the Zionist agenda, huh? Oh, late 2018? Great. What else is new? What's new for most people is Gematria. That's why I get on here and do this every single day. People need to know about this code. Our entire reality through the media is scripted this way. Government's exposed, media's exposed, fake rig sports are exposed. These are the things that control the minds of the masses. I don't know what else you can add to that list. So Gap Tooth, the ball's in your court. Prove that Gematria is bullshit. Adam greener than green. Stop spamming in everybody's chat that I'm a charlatan and Gematria is bullshit and kooky. Prove it. You can't, dipshit. All right. I'm going to leave it there for now. Be back for the podcast tonight. Until next time, Truth Seeker.